The modern success story of tomorrow starts with you today. There are so many people in this world that we see as insane people. And when I say insane people, I mean that they do stuff on a level or in a way that we could never imagine to do as average people. People like LeBron James, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Kendrick Lamar, the guy that made Uber, all the people that made crazy things, apps that we still use nowadays, athletes that play on professional levels like Olympic levels, and all the other thousands of professions that I didn't mention that don't necessarily get as much attention. People like these, we look at them as something that it's like, dang, I low-key just don't think I could ever get to the level that they are on. The way that they perform is something that I would aspire to and wish I could do, but when I actually want to put into practice, it's something very difficult for me to imagine actually doing. But the important thing we need to remember and realize about these people that we don't really take into account is that all these people that you believe in and aspire to be and see as people who have done unfathomable feats that you could never hope to accomplish, these people still had to start at zero. And you probably heard this so many times, especially when famous or impressive people give speeches. They tell you that they had to start from square one, and it took a lot for their dreams to come into reality. But they're not lying to you. A lot of these people that you idolize and wish you could be like, they had to start at square zero, where they had nothing going for them, no one to believe in them, and it was very difficult for them to pick up the motivation and drive to actually get out there and go do and accomplish what they wanted. People like LeBron James, he started his life in Akron, Ohio. He was relatively an unknown person. No one knew who he was before he started his climb to fame. And think about it like this. If you were him, especially in a position of disadvantageous circumstances, would it really be something where you wake up one day and you feel as if you have the drive to just go after whatever you want and think, hey, as long as I do this, I'm going to make it no matter what, despite all the circumstances and patterns I have before me? Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, both owners of their own prestigious companies, but I guarantee you there was a time where people would look at what they had and tell them that it was crazy, it was unthinkable, and that they could never actually put into reality what they wanted to do. Despite these people's circumstances, whether or not they had certain things at the beginning or they didn't, what you need to understand is when it came to putting their ideas into actual practice, it was very difficult for them to just wake up one day and have the motivation to throw themselves relentlessly at what they wanted. Because they had no proof of success. They had no proof that their ideas, all the things that they wanted to happen, would actually work. The only thing they had was themselves and what they had at the time. And so, when I tell you that the modern success story of tomorrow is dependent on you today, I want you to understand that regardless of how far away these people seem from you, you are in their same position, and you can be just like them. When you hear all these success stories, people that had to grind from the come up, started from zero, do an insane amount of things, take a bunch of risks, have people take a chance on them, people believe in them, people fund their ideas. It sounds like it was a step-by-step things that just happened to click for them. It was like a step A, step B, step C, and then finally reach step D and it's success. But obviously, that's just not how it works. The fantasy that we have about people like this is that their success, their climb to success, it was hard, but all the right things happened to them to get them to where they are. But that's obviously not the case, especially when we consider the fact that we know that their journey was hard. Do you think if the journey for these people to get to where they were at is hard, that every single day, every single decision they make would be the right one. Because in truth, that's just not it. What would happen is they would start from square zero. They would try repeatedly and fail at what they do. They'd occasionally get the moments where everything seemed to be going right for them, but then on top of that, they would just be overwhelmed with a lot of bad things that tried to dissuade them into thinking that what they had going for them wasn't going to work. You can't replicate every single person's journey to success across all of humanity. But there is one general consensus that can be understood about any person that has ever tried to climb to success in life. A journey to success is founded upon hardships. When you start that journey, it is inevitable that you will fail. You will fall so many times before you finally realize that what you want has any chance of success. Every single person that you see as successful, a pillar of society, something that you see as if you would want something from them, they had to fail, struggle, and suffer before they were able to make any sort of headway. And knowing this fact, I want you to understand that if every single person who wanted to become successful had to suffer beforehand, why can you not become successful yourself? Specifically to you, when you think of all your dreams and fantasies, of things that you hope would come to fruition, but you know and feel as if it's beyond the realms of possibility for you, something that you would want truthfully, but only in a perfect world would it come to fruition, something that you might have tried to start and work towards, but it just seemed as if there was no hope for you. Why are you, compared to all these people that are on a pedestal, why are you unable to reach that same level of success? If you try at something and you notice that you fail so many times before you can actually make something out of it, realize this: you are on a pathway to completing and succeeding at whatever it is you put your mind to. Because failing repeatedly, having people tell you that what you want is impossible to do, having those days where it feels as if you just can't give any more effort, having those times where you question why you even began the journey in the first place, is all the signs that you are meant for success. Because if these same successful people had to suffer before they could become good at what they did, why is you suffering, trying your hardest and failing, not the same as what they had to do to become successful in life? All those crazy ideas that you think of and you feel as if you told anyone, they would think that you're insane or crazy, or that you're talking completely insane, that no one would actually believe in because it's only something you've thought of and only something you believe in. Why is that, what you think of, impossible to succeed compared to everyone else? There are people that want to go to the NBA, play on Olympic levels, start their own companies, make generational wealth, create the next crazy thing. And the difference between those people and you is belief. Because the way that these people were able to succeed is that all those days where they felt like it was impossible, all those times where they felt like no one believed in them, all those efforts they made that seemed to be to no avail, at the end of the day, regardless of the outcome, they told themselves that no matter what path I have to take, I will make it to a result of success, and I will succeed in what I do. All those people believed in themselves, no matter how crazy and off the wall their ideas seemed, and they made something out of themselves. And even today, those people that you look at as perfect human beings, people that have no problems going on with them, people that are living the dream, they still continue to strive and improve themselves, because there are still so many things about their lives that they aren't completely believing in, that they have to take a chance on to make something out of. Even the people that are at the craziest level in life, they have so much money, they have so many good things going for them. They have a dream house, dream car, they're the best in their studies, they're proficient at their field, they have the best jobs ever. There are still things in their lives that they are unsure about, and they are not completely sure as to whether or not they should take a risk on it, for they don't know if it will succeed. And so I tell you, the success story of tomorrow, the modern day success story of tomorrow, starts with you today. No matter how many times you fall down, no matter how many times you screw up, no matter how many times you think your situation isn't ideal, and you think that your goals and beliefs are so far out of reach, tell yourself that no matter what, I will reach the same level of success as those I aspire to be. I will not only reach that same level of success, but I will go beyond it. And anything that I think of, anything that I believe in, is within the realms of possibility. Because the people before me that struggled greatly, the people before me that didn't believe in everything they had going for me, made something out of themselves. So why can I not do the same?